Hey everybody, it's Elizabeth and welcome back to the vlog. Thank you for being here for all of our shenanigans. I hope you can hear that little water sound in the background. That is my desktop water fountain and I absolutely love it. It just makes it feel and sound like a spa in here. So anyways, I wanted to bring you guys an update on my Lapband. So if you're new here, hi, my name is Elizabeth. I live in Northeast Arkansas. And I am many things, but one thing that has definitely defined my life over the last 12 years is I had the Lapband weight loss surgery in June of 2010. So it has been over 12 years for me now. So editing Liz popping in here to interrupt myself to say that I hope you guys have a happy Halloween tonight. You guys be safe if you're celebrating tonight. If you already did, I hope you have a wonderful night. Religious or not, you know, some people look at it as just a fun holiday for kids. And if you have kids and you're taking them out trick-or-treating, I hope you guys have a blast. So it has been over 12 years for me now. And back originally when I had my surgery done, pre-op, and then like the 2 years post-op, I believe, actually had a blog where I wrote about my experiences a ton. And I always found that when I was sharing more frequently about what I was going through and just kind of life with trying to be healthy and of course lose weight, that I tended to focus on it a lot more and do better, because I just kind of always had it in the back of my mind that it was more of a public thing and I was sharing it with others. So not like I felt pressured to succeed, but that I felt supported in succeeding. So anyways, I thought I would come to you guys and let you know a couple of things. This pertains to a future video that I'm so pumped to bring you guys, and potentially a new series. So comment below if you're interested in seeing more like this, please. I would love to know. Over the course of the time that I've had my Lapband, I lost 130 pounds. It took me a long time. I would say the first 4 or 5 years I lost maybe 60 pounds and then kind of stayed where I was for a few years, and then would lose 20 here and there and just kind of got comfortable kind of maintaining. I was happy with what I had lost, even though I always knew I wanted to lose more. I just wasn't putting this like D-Day pressure on myself, and I'm really glad that I didn't. I know that everything worked out the way that it should have. But it was in 2019 when I hit the 130 mark. I had lost 130 pounds and I was the smallest I had ever been. At that point I was actually about 15 pounds below what I weighed when I graduated high school. And of course, I've since had 2 kids. So that was phenomenal. And I shared a video on my other YouTube channel about going and having the fluid taken out of my Lapband. And if you're curious to see that, I'll link it in the description below, as it is on the other channel. And you can see in my face in that video, like just how much thinner I was here. Like my mom felt like I was too small. I maintained that lowest weight for 3 or 4 months and thought, okay, I've cured my emotional eating and my emotional issues, my food issues, and all that jazz. So I wanted the fluid taken out basically to test myself and see if I, was of strong willpower or not, in order to then later try to have it removed, because I just didn't want it to define me anymore. I wasn't having a lot of issues with it. I guess I'm one of the lucky ones. A lot of people have problems with them slipping and all sorts of different problems, but mine is still perfect. In that video that I was just mentioning, I went and had a bunch of tests run. I got to see through x-ray my Lapband for the first time in, back then would have been 9 or 10 years. And that was a really weird experience. I share that in that video. What ended up happening, to try and make it a shorter version, is they did take all the fluid out of the band. I continued floating through life as I had been before, and it took me maybe 2 weeks to realize I was gaining weight. And then like a month in, I had gained like, I finally actually weighed and I had gained like 20 pounds. And then fast forward, I think I ended up gaining like 30 pounds and like freaked out and I noticed it. Like a lot of my clothes just weren't fitting and I was very depressed. Again, I did a video on that, so I'll share that below if you want to see that. And so it was like spring of 2020 when my doctor finally got me in to refill the band. and they can't just fill it back up to where it was. They have to do it like a little bit at a time. So it took her like 6 months worth of doctor's appointments based on their regulations and junk, of filling me back up to where I was before. And during the initial several months, I actually continued to gain weight, and I just was really down on myself a lot because I just didn't realize how often I would snack or eat unconsciously and just like I'm not even thinking about it, not being, you know. So I tried a couple of different diets just really to teach myself more mindfulness than anything, you know, and they would help some here and there. But basically, fast forward, the band actually has more fluid in it now than it did before, and I never felt like I ever reached the same amount of restriction. So I felt like if I was actually wanting to lose weight, I was going to have to like actually try really hard. Like, I don't drink soda or sweet tea. I don't have hardly any liquid calories. Like, I got rid of coffee. I drink a ton of water. And because of Lapband, I can't eat a lot at one time. So, you know, but I could never keep up with like calorie counting because it's just not my personality. It's too stressful, and it just like makes me want to eat when I'm thinking about everything that's in it, like at all times. I don't know, it's ridiculous. So then what happened is this year in 2022 in June, I decided to try these powder drink things you put in water. And basically, they're like man-made ketones that you can put in your body and fool your body into being into ketosis, which then burns stored fat. And so I thought, hey, it's worth a try. It was kind of expensive, really expensive actually, but I could afford it. So I thought, okay, well, I'm just going to give it a try. I liked the flavors, all of the energy that they gave me. There was, you can get them with or without caffeine. Anyways, it worked really well. But my point, and I'm not trying to hype this product or anything, is my point is in starting that process. I think it might have been late July instead of late June, if I recall. Yeah, because we were getting ready to go to the beach in August. And I was hoping that the drinks would come in before then because I knew we were going to be gone for like a week. So, just trying something new kind of got me into a different mindset of, okay, this is a challenge, and I thought I want to see what I can do in 30 days. So I weighed myself, I did my body measurements, had the 2 drinks a day, and otherwise just kind of ate the same. I did notice I was less hungry, and I had a lot more energy and things like that, which were really great. And I was so eager in the beginning. I did like a 2-week challenge. So with the 2-week challenge, I lost something like, I don't know, 9 or 16 inches or something. It was pretty dramatic. And then that motivated me to do a 30-day challenge and try and kind of like up it on myself. So I redid all my measurements, did a 30-day challenge, and I did that. Officially, I started that in September 1. I've been drinking the drinks ever since July, and I still am. You know, I keep them handy at all times. I have 2 a day and then drink tons of water. So when I did the challenge in July, you know, I had a specific goal. I wanted to lose X amount of weight, whatever. But what actually ended up happening was that I did not lose very many pounds. I think maybe like 5 or 6 or 7 or something like that over the 9 or 12 weeks I had been doing it. I don't know that it's even been 12 weeks now, but anyway, but I lost a lot of inches, and it wasn't like I had just measured myself wrong. I could tell my clothes fit different. My jeans got too big. I lost a lot of inches on my inner thighs, which was amazing. So it's one of those things that kind of made me feel like it proved the fact that the drinks work because they're supposed to attack stored fat. So I was actually losing fat in places that is usually where it takes me the longest to lose weight. So anyways, that all went really great in September, and then like a week ago, I guess, I just like felt different one morning when I woke up and I got on the scale and I lost like 7 pounds, and I knew I didn't feel any different the day before, and I thought, oh my goodness. And so like I did my measurements and I was smaller, but I had officially lost like 7 more pounds, and I was like, how did that even work? But anyways, so that's what's going on with my Lapband. I'll speak on that more in the future, but just in case you're curious, I really can't eat almost any bread. And I miss it. Haven't had pancakes in years. Biscuits are like a no-no. They're so doughy. They get stuck is what happens. Is they get right down in here in your esophagus, and just from the moisture that's in your esophagus, whatever, things like that begin to swell, like biscuits and stuff. For me, if they don't get stuck up here, they'll get stuck down here where my band is. My band is actually right here. So your esophagus comes down and your stomach is back here for women behind your breasts, and so it would be so my lap band is right there, so I can tell the difference between whether I have food stuck here or here. I can feel it. They're both painful, just a different kind of painful. And so, you know, obviously you just don't ever want to have that feeling, so you try not to ever get stuck on anything. But sometimes it happens from the texture or consistency of the food, and sometimes it's just because you're eating too fast and you're not being, you know, slow and mindful. I have to dry eat, which, I mean, it's been 12 years, so I'm used to it, but that means that I can't drink anything after I eat for like an hour, because that's how long it's taken that food to go down and get through the band and get into my stomach. And basically what happens is if I drink before then and there's any food above the band, I throw up at least the liquid, but sometimes it just makes it all come up. So I'm used to that. But that's just a weird thing about the lap band that a lot of people don't talk about, but it is odd. So, because sometimes you'll eat something kind of salty and you're like dying of thirst, and you just know you're either going to continue to die of thirst or you're going to drink it and you're going to throw up. So you're just like, ugh, it's horrible. Only in those moments. But I think for the most part, that's just like if I eat tortilla chips, that really drives me crazy because I really want to drink really bad and I can't. Anyways, so now that all that has happened, it kind of made me realize I've always wanted to have a tummy tuck. I did lose 130 pounds. I did get really large with my second pregnancy. That's actually when I was at my highest weight, and I was only 21 years old when I had my second son. But I gained a ton of weight, not just pregnancy weight, y'all. I mean, I put on like 70, 80 pounds because girl was eating and obviously unhappy and, you know, dealing with stuff. So I have a lot of loose skin around my stomach. You guys may have noticed that in the video I posted recently with my my yoga routine and my yoga tips. If you have not seen that, that was one of my most recent videos I shared with you guys. And I'm like actually in that video I'm wearing leggings that I have pulled all the way up to like almost my bra, because that helps keep my skin in place and like not moving around. All my jeans that I own are like high waist, so I wear them up over my stomach, like over my belly button even. So anyways, it's just always been an annoying thing. I've always told myself one day I would have a tummy tuck, but since I had gained back some weight after getting down to my lowest, it wasn't anything I was thinking about like presently. And then recently with losing again, I thought, you know what, I just want to go to see a plastic surgeon and talk to them about, have them look at me and talk to them about, you know, my skin that I want removed, as well as like my body composition, because I carry weight really well and I have a large muscle mass. So my scale weight is still high. So if like I've already just talked to a doctor on the phone, he'd be like, no, you can't have a tummy tuck yet. You need to lose weight. And seeing them in person, they may still say the same, but I don't know. And I decided to just take that risk. I did a bunch of researched all of the people within a couple of hours of us, and found the one who I just had like a really good vibe about. And so that's whenever I mentioned I have something to share. I will have something to share soon. Is here in just like, I don't know, between 10 and 14 days, I have my tummy tuck consultation. Bringing you guys with. So I'm really excited. I probably won't show like the, you know, like the private stuff or whatever, but I'm going to take you guys with, you know, on the journey there. Maybe some footage of talking to the doctor and stuff, and then my thoughts after, and of course what he said, because this is the thing, is it's not like I'm just going to have a consultation and have it done. I'm going to have them to tell me if they would be willing to do it, or if I need to lose X amount of weight in order to do it, so that I can adjust my goals and I can plan accordingly, because that is the next thing for me in my weight loss, and I'm really, 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 really pumped about it. You guys, I'm only 37 years old. In just a couple months, I'll be 38, and both of my boys are almost grown, and having lost so much weight and really been kind of identified as a bigger person, like pretty much since I was 8 years old, I'm just ready to cut it off. You know, I'm not insecure about it. I actually like physically accept it, and I had to do that several years ago in order to love myself. My husband doesn't mind and could care less, like just, you know, loves me unconditionally, and I know that genuinely. So, you know, that's not a factor. And when I was telling him about it, kind of just talking through everything and explaining why I really want to do this, the biggest thing for me is I feel like it's just a constant reminder of where I was in my life before. And to me, it's no indication of where my future is going to be. So I just want it removed. And I feel like it's a celebratory step. And yes, it's a big surgery. I did have a C-section, and I've had a couple of other smaller surgeries, and I do heal very, very well. I'm a good patient. I have a high pain tolerance. I follow orders. I rest, and I do all the things to make it, you know, as easy as you can on your body. I do anticipate it would be, I'm guessing at least a solid week of doing nothing, like literally laying around, can't even do my desk job sort of work. And then probably several weeks of literally just doing work in the bare minimum. Still, I'm assuming there would be a lot of lifting I couldn't do. I'm assuming getting in and out of the vehicle would be hard, whatever. So I've always said, since I've had a gardening YouTube channel, that when I did have my plastic surgery, I would do it over the winter months when I'm actually usually resting and not gardening. So that's my plan. And so anyways, if they say they can do it, I know that they already still have some dates on their books available, even though they are mostly booked up, which is awesome because that kind of reaffirms for me how good of a plastic surgeon he is. But they still have some places, some appointments open in November, December, and January. So I'm telling myself, if it's meant to be, it'll be. We're just gonna see. So I'm gonna bring you guys along, and the reason I mentioned a new potential series is because if I do end up having that done the end of this year, I will do a video series about my tummy tuck, because I have found so much information and inspiration from watching other people's plastic surgery progress videos. People who share their pre-op journey, their post-op journey, their 1 month results, their 3 month results, stuff like that. So I would totally do that. Totally. It'd be so fun. Anyway, so thought I would drop that here, let you guys know how that and my health is going. I'm still continuing to lose weight, and more so the last couple of weeks is, you know, just been amazing. I feel like I'm getting closer again in a more slow and genuine way to my true authentic self, and it feels beautiful. I love it. Anyways, thanks for watching. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Mwah.